Hi everyone, I am Carly Hodgson and I am going to be introducing today our guest speaker. He is Gary Parker from Gary Parker and Associates. He is a trained law enforcement officer. Gary Parker also has many experiences with distracted driving as well as other driving accidents and crashes, and he is since been retired. So he goes around and he gives expert testimonials and on traffic crashes. He is also a well-known speaker about traffic laws, traffic safety, and distracted driving. He even does courses in how to be a better defensive driver. But I would just like to give the stage over to Gary Parker. Hi, I am Gary Parker, and I would just like to thank everyone for being here today, allowing me to come speak for you guys. What I would like to talk about today is distracted driving, and from this presentation thus far, many of you are aware of what distracted driving is, and many of you even participated in the little thing where everyone put in their answers if they have ever participated in distracted driving. And it's crazy to me how many people still drive while distracted and don't focus their all on the road. Well, to start off, I would just like to say that distracted driving is a serious and life-threatening practice. This is something that can harm you, harm others, and just really anything that takes attention off of driving is distracted driving. And this is a huge epidemic that is going on in the United States today. Some reasons that people will participate in distracted driving is because of the technology in cars today. They see it as it is more safe, so they think of it as more of downtime. They use this time to just sit back, relax, not focusing on the road completely. They'll play with the radio, play on their phone, get on Facebook, and just really use this time as a time to debrief when really it needs to be a time when you are focusing solely on the road, because your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. When you're multitasking, you're doing things like driving, you're also playing with the radio, like also playing on your phone. But the main message that I would like to give you guys today is when you're driving, drive. That should be your sole thing. When you get in the car, turn on your favorite radio station, get a playlist, play that. Be deaf and blind to everything except for driving. 37,000 Americans lose their lives every year on the road. That's a lot of lives lost. And 6,000 teens will go out for a drive and never return home. This was the same for Brandy Williams. She was texting and driving, and it resulted in her veering off the road, going into a ditch. She lost her left leg. She had a stroke, and she still suffers many incidents today with coping and just having to retrain her life because she has lost a leg. She's had a stroke. This is something that is very serious. And in my expertise, a crash is no accident. One or more drivers have been at fault. And this is something that we really want to put an emphasis on, is if everyone is doing what they're supposed to be while driving, if everyone is focusing solely on the road, not thinking about anything, and just two hands on the wheel, driving down the road. When you are multitasking, your brain is not able to focus fully on driving. And we don't think about it, but these automobiles are not safe. Just like I said earlier, when it comes to technology in cars, we tend to think that just because we have all these safety mechanisms that are being placed into these vehicles, that it is a way to just kind of slack off while we are driving. When driving is very critical, and it can kills many Americans' lives during their years. And I would just like for everyone to take a stance and stop distracted driving. This is something that is very serious. It's something that is near and dear to my heart because I have seen so many people struggle with this. So many people have lost loved ones. So when you are out driving, I would like a lot of you, every single one of you, every time you get behind the wheel, I will not participate in distracted driving, and I will think about my loved ones. I'll think about my friends. I'll think about my teachers. I will think about my life as I still have so much more to live. And that is what I want everyone to look at and think about every time they get behind the wheel, because you don't really think that these things can happen to you. Well, take Brandy, for instance. She didn't think while she's texting and driving, she never thought that this would happen. But it is something that happens every day, and it is something that needs to stop. I would just like to say thank you guys for having me. I hope you all have a great day. And please do not drive while distracted. 2 hands on the wheel, both eyes on the road. Be blind and deaf to everything other than getting your car from point A to point B in the safest manner possible. Also, please wear your seatbelts. Thank you. Thank you, Gary Parker. So, guys, to conclude and wrap this up, distracted driving has many consequences. Just like Gary Parker has to say about Brandy Williams, she was someone who lost her leg. This is something that's very serious. That is a huge consequence. She has had to learn how to deal with life and take matters into her own hands of having to retrain her brain to do things differently. And this is something that can be avoidable if we all take the stance to not drive distracted. Also, take action. Prevent yourself from becoming distracted. Do little things. There's so many options that we have included in this presentation today. Make a playlist before you get in the car. Play it before you even pull out of the wherever you're pulling out from. Put your phone on do not disturb. This is a huge thing because it does not allow people to get into contact with you. And also just allows you to focus solely on the road in front of you and also the automobile. Keep yourself and others accountable when driving. When you're in the car with a friend and you see them participating in distracted driving, make a stance. Tell them, I would prefer you to not drive while distracted. This is something that kills many people a year. And our main thing is our main goal is stay safe. Do not drive while distracted. And just think about your loved ones. Think about everyone that you care for. Think about the life that you have in front of you when it's something that can be prevented. And it should be prevented. But we would also like to thank everyone for attending today. We hope that this presentation is something that you will remember for the rest of your life. We hope that this is a lesson that you take and you hold near and dear to your heart because it is something that is very crucial. Distracted driving harms more people than we know. Distracted driving is something that takes lives and is something that needs to be looked at as horrible and just awful. And we do not need to associate ourselves with that. We need to drive safe. We need to make the stance, tell everyone, be the person that allows other people to feel safe while they're in the car. Also, please be sure to fill out your evaluation if you have not done so already. This will allow us to make the presentations in the future more beneficial for everyone. And also, if you are driving today, please be safe and do not participate in distracted driving. Thank you, guys.